Hey guys, today we're going to be going through the before and after of a moving Google Ads campaign. This is after our agency Max Conversion took this account over. What you're seeing right now on the screen is the before, and then we're going to go through the after. And I'm going to walk you guys through what is going wrong right here, why this cost per lead right here is so high at $353, and just walk you guys through just general changes that you might want to look at in your own campaign and just some changes you want to make. So let's jump into it. This company between July 1st and October 1st, 2023 was getting 1,170 clicks, 13,000 impressions, $353 cost per lead, $16,600 spent, or $16,577 spent. You might be asking yourself, why is this cost per lead so high? Initially, we thought the website was the main issue. We later realized that the conversion tracking was not set up completely. It was set up about 50%. And they set up phone calls, and they set up phone calls on the extension. Whenever somebody clicks on an extension, those two count as conversions. But what doesn't count as conversions are form submissions. So anytime somebody sent a form submission on the website, it did not count as conversion. So this number might be a little bit lower. I would imagine this number is between 150 and 300 in terms of cost per lead. Still, at the end of the day, a pretty high cost per conversion. It's just not affordable in the moving industry, not for most moving companies. So we jump into the ad group section, and the first thing that we noticed is that they're using a max cost per click bidding strategy, and they only have two ad groups. So let's look at these numbers here for professional moving, which was the main ad group, which got about 3/4 of the clicks. They got a pretty good click-through rate. They had about a $12 cost per click, which is very normal. About $9,700 spent, a 2.5% conversion rate, about 21 leads, and a $473 cost per lead. And here we've got 354 clicks in the long distance moving. We've got an 8.7 click-through rate, about $7,000 spent, $20 cost per click, and a 7.5% conversion rate. So thing you notice right off the bat, 7.5 conversion rate compared to a 2.5. This one might have more broad match. It might have something going on where this ad group right here is getting better search terms. Next thing I notice is a larger cost per click between the two ad groups. I would also guess that this has better search terms just because this is getting a lower cost per click, which probably means that they're getting lower cost per click on broad match keywords. And we'll jump right into that in just a sec. Max cost per click. Max cost per click is a great bidding strategy, and actually probably right for this campaign. But when we took a look at it, we wanted to switch from max cost per click to maximize conversions, target CPA. And the reason why is that target CPA is going to perform better in the long run than max cost per click. It just is. It's more lead focused bidding strategy compared to maximum CPC is going to be just, we want more clicks. We want more, we want more clicks. So, but let's jump into this professional moving campaign. Oh, our ad groups. Sorry, guys. But one thing else is the ad groups. We want multiple ad groups in a campaign. So there's only two ad groups in this campaign, but what you might want to do, and what we do if you guys watch our moving Google Ads setup video, is we have our ad groups listed out in any type of keyword theme. And so long distance moving is great, professional moving is great, but we also have a ad group for movers near me. We also have a moving company in that location. We have local movers, residential movers, office movers, business movers, commercial movers, cross country, out of state, senior and student, all those keywords in different ad groups. And the reason why you want to do that is because better data organization. So whenever you guys start getting clicks and impressions, you're able to look at the data, look at the search terms, and you're able to just read it better and make decisions a lot better. But also you can improve click-through rate and quality score and all that. So let's jump into this ad group. So yeah, first thing we notice here is that they've got the broad match here. This used to be broad match modified, which used to be a big thing. Very helpful, but Google got rid of that. I believe sometime in 2022 they got rid of broad match modified. So this only serves as a broad match keyword, which makes sense. So the cost per click is going to be a bit lower Actually, it's not. It's actually higher than these, which is a bit surprising. And what I would do is I would actually, if they're getting good cost per click on that, I would actually lower the cost per click on the broad match since it's going to be, you're going to show up for a lot of bad keywords. But you guys see here that the broad match is generating leads at $600. The moving companies generate leads at $600. This one about 200, 200. This one didn't generate any leads with a cost of 219. So what I noticed here is that the campaign is very outdated. The keywords are still using broad match modified. So my thought when looking at this was we're going to change the bidding strategy. We're going to build them out a landing page instead of the website. We're going to focus more on phrase match and exact match. We're not going to include any broad match. And we're going to improve that search term report, improve quality, and overall get a higher conversion rate so that we can get a lower cost per lead. We're not necessarily looking at the cost per click. We're more so looking at how high can we get that conversion rate to go to get that lead cost down and also improve quality score at the same time and decrease the cost per click over time. But that's not our primary focus. The primary focus is conversion rate. So these are a few things we noticed just right off the bat. We also looked at devices and the search term report and everything. Devices is fine. Doesn't look like they got any conversions on desktop. They spent $630, but they got majority of their traffic came from mobile phone, which is great. But just without the right conversion action setup, the data was very hard to read. But we knew what kind of issues were going on. The campaign hasn't been managed. So let's jump into our numbers, what we've done so far, the changes we've made after a month of running it. All right, guys, let's jump into the after of this campaign, show you guys some different numbers, what we did. So like I mentioned, there were a lot of things wrong with it. The conversion tracking was not set up properly. So we went ahead and that was kind of priority one, is making sure that we set up conversion tracking properly. And what we also did was we built out landing pages for them. And this company has, they're in a location that is in between three major cities. So we went ahead and decided that would be best to build out a campaign for each location. So city 1, city 2, city 3, we each have a different campaign targeting that location. The campaigns are very similar. They just have those location keywords in them to make them different. But we can modify the campaign based on those locations instead of having all the campaigns run in one. The numbers here we're seeing are a lot better compared to the previous one. As you know, the previous one we had at about $353 cost per lead, and the new one we have at about $62 cost per lead. This is still the first month. We hope we can get it down even lower, but for now, very, very good. Our clicks we got 1,900 clicks, 98,000 impressions, $62 cost per lead, phone call or form submission, and a cost of $5,000. Now, what does our new campaign look like? We've got a campaign. This is one of our campaigns, one of our three, not including the remarketing or YouTube ads. We've got our campaigns built out and having all these different ad groups like out of state, movers, local movers, moving companies near me, moving companies in that city. And we built out all these different ad groups, which is very, very important. If you guys are running it, like I mentioned before, separate each of those keyword themes into these ad groups. And just kind of follow this. Do the apartment movers different. Do the local long distance movers, senior moving, student moving. Do them all different. They can have the same theme. Like you don't need a different one for student and college. It's the same thing. But you can have student movers and college movers and moving school movers or something along those lines of it's in that theme of keywords and what your overarching theme is for your ad group. Another thing that I mentioned that we had the landing page. We have the 3 different landing pages. Another thing that we added was the audiences. This is just something we like to do in the campaigns. We have 107 audiences here, and we've got them all separated on observation mode. Now, this doesn't really change the campaign, doesn't change the targeting at all. This is just something that we like to do to understand our audiences a lot more in depth, where if we start to notice that a certain type of audiences is converting better or they're getting a lower cost per click or something's going on where we like to have that data. So we like to just set it up. Just takes a few minutes to set up the audiences and start collecting this data to see, who's converting better and make decisions down the road on that data. So that is one thing we did. We also moved the ad schedule. The ad schedule was previously running 24 hours. Now we're trying to run it only during business hours, a little bit before business hours, a little bit after. That way we can consolidate our budget, get the phone answered when it rings, and just bid more appropriately on during business hours and spend that budget during business hours instead of after business hours, where somebody might call you late at night and you're not able to get back to them the next morning. You might be unlucky that another moving company is available and that other person scheduled consultation or scheduled something with them. And so you want to be available on the phones as much as possible. We moved the business hours to working hours. So we also added our keywords. We added some phrase match. We actually added a few broad match in like these two campaigns. You see that we weren't planning on adding broad match, but we have such a long list of negative keywords, as well as using the data from the previous campaign, that we decided that moving company near me is a good enough broad match term to run. So those are the types of changes that we made. We also added some extensions and promotions and landing page, but really the main thing with this was we also changed the bidding strategy around. We changed it from max CPC to target CPA, maximize conversions. But overall, guys, the main difference that changed this campaign was, one, the landing page, two, more targeting. So we're targeting different we're expanding the ad groups, but we're also expanding the keywords that they can show up for and kind of tightening that. Another thing is changing that ad schedule around. But really the bread and butter is those keywords and the landing page. Those are going to be the two main things that change around any Google Ads campaign. If you're looking to lower your cost per lead, you've got to keep your eye on the conversion rate. You got to keep your eye on the landing page, how well it's converting. And not only that, but the type of keywords that you're getting clicked on. That's going to be very important, because say for a moving company, if you're getting clicked on for U-Haul rental or trailer rental, you're not going to convert. It's just not going to convert. So make sure that you're being found for the right keywords and the right search terms. Focus on that landing page, improving that landing page, making sure it's quick, it's kind of salesy, it speaks to the customer. Whatever keyword they clicked on, make sure it speaks to the customer. You have all the information there that they can make a decision, call you easily, submit the form easy. So if you guys like these types of videos and want more or have any questions, make sure you comment down below. If you like these videos, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button. It really helps us out. Appreciate you guys watching. Thank you.